there, folks. Happy Saturday. Isn't it always Saturday? My goodness. So, how's your week gone? Mine has been so so. Let's put it that way. Just so so. Lots of stuff happening. If you see me looking around, my desktop doesn't look like it normally does, and I'm getting freaked out. So, that's the desktop of eCam. So many windows in eCam, and there for a minute, I kept seeing this in my teleprompter, finish down in the right corner, which means finish the live stream. I'm like, no, no, no. Why is that flashing? It's not flashing now. So hopefully we're in business, cooking with gas. Today, I promised you I'm going to talk about Claude Skills. And I just found these Monday. So I'm going to learn them with you. I am not at all ahead of you. They said they were released in October 2025, and this is the first time I heard of them was looking in YouTube, and there's a whole bunch that are just like 2 weeks old, a week old, 3 days old, and I thought, well, this must be some sort of new feature, but I guess it's been around for a while. So I wanted to let you know about them because number one, they're going to make your life a whole bunch easier. So, hey, hi, Valerie. How are you? Hey, we can play around today. Val's here. She is from Val's Hangout, Valerie Pinkston. I'm gonna just put her on the spot. She's a cool lady. She's a cool lady. I didn't grab Valerie. Do you have a affiliate code for Adrian? The ELA Monday? Put it in there. Just put it in there. I don't know where my affiliate code is, but if you've got one, feel free to put it in there. A little off topic. I know just said I was going to talk about skills, right? But there's a course, a very 2-week course called eCam Live Academy, held by wonderful, wonderful gentleman named Adrian Salisbury, and he is just an absolute pro at eCam. He's a good teacher, is what he is. That's what he is. That's what makes his courses so phenomenal. And I'm an alumni. I think this may be my 5th time. People just keep taking the course, taking the course, taking the course. And you get this 6-month Facebook group that's, exclusively for you. And it's just, I just love eCam. I'm not going to talk that much more about it, but I just love eCam. So if you want to learn eCam, which is what I'm using right here, uh, go find Adrian Salisbury, eCam Live Academy. In fact, if you go to eCam.com, it may be listed right there. But c'est la vie. We're going to talk a little bit about skills first, and then I'm just going to gossip because what's been happening lately um, in the Anthropic world, I'm a Claude fan. So I started using Claude from the very beginning. I didn't go with ChatGPT. I don't know. Everyone was using ChatGPT. I wasn't feeling it. And so Claude, they had that little breakup. And then I got curious about it, and they said that Claude was the one with the ethics and the safety and yada, 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 which has culminated in an absolute explosion in the last 2 weeks with none other than the Pentagon. But we'll get into that. I wrote a couple of Substacks. I'm not going to go completely off topic, but it is some juicy stuff. I am deep into it. Um, I am all the way. It's just some juicy stuff. And I've got the history. If you really got some time this weekend, go on YouTube and listen to Ezra Klein, New York Times journalist. It's an hour and a half long, but it's very good. It's very good. I love Ezra Klein. He's a great. All his podcasts are just wonderful. So, what I learned this week, just found out about skills. And let me see, where's my, okay, I'm going to go here and we're going to go into Claude. And if you're not using Claude, if you're a Chat GPT person, that's fine. I'm pretty certain they probably have something very comparable to skills. If they don't, they should. Now, I'm not sure if you are using Claude, have you used their projects? I thought I was being really organized using projects. When I found projects, I was like, yes, 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 yes. And I can use folders. And Claude and I have had an abusive relationship. I just have to tell you. Um, and I've got to get nicer. We're going to therapy. We're going to work it out. But it's been an abusive relationship. I'd be in a project. I've got my brand brain in there, and everything about me. Everything about my business, and we'd be chatting along. Writing some subscripts, writing emails, doing this, doing that, and then I'd start another chat in the same project, and Claude would come up with this crap about I don't have any memory of that. Like it's in the same project. And I would have to tell it. Claude go out and look for et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then come back and go, oh yeah, I found it. And that was just so, so frustrating, I'll tell you. So I found skills. And think of skills as your trusty backpack that you take when you're hiking and you got, your tools, all your tools in there, and Claude's on your shoulder. I don't know why Claude's on your shoulder, but just go along with the analogy, humor me. All right. So Claude's on your shoulder, you're camping, you're going up in the mountains and whatnot and what have you. And Claude just hands you the right tools at the right time without even asking. It knows what to give you, what you need. And that's what a skill is. And a skill is account wise. It's account, it goes across the entire account. Doesn't matter how many chats you have, how many projects you have. Skills Claude can take advantage of without you even asking. So they're pretty darn phenomenal. And the thing about the difference between projects and skills is, like I say, skills is an account level. Claude can find it anywhere. Projects, however, think of those, and I didn't know this till I started studying about skills. Projects are like a workspace. You know how you can have different workspaces, especially in your productivity tools. You can have different workspaces. Well, one workspace doesn't know anything about the other workspace, right? Well, that's what projects are like. And that's where my frustration was coming. But skills, on the other hand, like I say, think of it as backpack. Claude just going to hand you what you need. Don't even have to ask. It's a beautiful thing. So let's go in here and let's look at Claude. Now, I'm going to preface this with, I just found these Monday. So I am learning this with you. And I'm not going to take a chance of blowing my Claude up. So I'm going to proceed gingerly, but it's very simple. First off, we are going to, this is your home page, looking at Claude. Let me see. I might have to turn, no, 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 no. Do I? Oh, I do have to turn this off. Go on. Oh, no. Oh, it's a little bit of a, oh, well, whatever. I was going to turn my camera off, but it's not turning off. So what I want to do is, what is going on? I played with this earlier and it worked. Turn it off, turn it on. It's not working, but if I go over here, and this is why we do this, right? Me in a circle, frickin' A. I know you guys don't understand this, why is my My overlay's locked. This stops the whole show. I didn't lock it. Come on, stop it. I just want to, well, oh dear. This is why we do things live, right? So anyway, what I'm going to do is just move the daggum thing out of here. Just bear with me. Let's go back up here. I don't understand why where are you trying to turn it off from? Overlays. We could do a demo, couldn't we? No, it's the only overlay in there that is locked. So, oh, wait a minute. Do I have to go? Hold on. I'm just going to we're going to live dangerously. We are going to live dangerously here. We're in NDI. Let's go to NDI again. That little baby is locked. Okay, I've got a pro here in the audience that says go to your overlay panel and find the camera and turn it off there. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. There's a lock sign. There's a lock thing on it. Yeah. And well, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to blame that on the MacBook. The thing wasn't pressing right. I'm going to blame it. Okay, so there. So let me see. Let me go back to my Stream Deck. I don't have a real Stream Deck. I only have the software. That's what I was trying to do. Okay, so I also see a little bit of a situation. You're going to learn. You're going to learn. Let me see. I'm going to turn that off. I am going to do this. Can I scroll down? No, I can't. Oh, well, you know what? Hover over the lot. Yeah, I did. I was doing that and it was not working. So I need for you to get down into, I didn't notice this, but we're going to do something. This is live. Who cares, right? I'm changing this to wide and I'm getting rid of the border, which I thought was going to be cool, but it's not cool because you can't see the one place I want you to go. And now, bada boom, bada bing, we might have something that's workable here. We still don't have it workable. See, I was trying to get fancy. Hey, folks, do not get fancy. Do not get fancy. Okay, we're going to leave it right about there and call it a day. All right, so what we want is this guy right under here that is my settings. And this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go here. I'm going to delete that damn thing. I'm going to create another. I'm going to put a camera on. Get a camera. It up after so I can see what the issue is. Well, it's unlocked now, but I am going to change that scene altogether and forget about it. We're going to the Mac. You can't see this. You still can't see my why the heck can't you see my settings down here? I can't get it clicked. That is so strange. Well, anyway, this is what you do, people. You're going to go to your settings. You're going to turn on capabilities. Let me see if I can get here. You got two things you have to turn on. Hit me up after. Okay, Val. Yeah, because I'm having a real problem. This worked in my personal demo. I cannot get down to, all I want is, you know what? This is why we do these live. And I'm just going to do, Val, you're here. I'm going to put it on, where do I find, let's get real, live demo. Now tell me when I'm not, okay, so come on, help me, Val, because Val's the pro. So I am going to, this is an NDI. This is NDI screen. You can see that. It's the MacBook Air. All right. I've got it on wide 16:9, but I cannot get down to, there's just a little bit area down there. You can barely see that share, that download button. But there's a little circle, your settings circle down there. And I am wondering why the heck that is not letting me scroll down there, because you got to do it. You got to figure this. I can curse on here if I want to. You got to figure this shit out, right? Because this is some shit. It was working earlier. So, hey, help me? Why can't I get down to the bottom of this area? This is so weird. Let me try this. Okay, let me try again. No, I can't do it. It's not going down there. It was doing it before. I'm going to just create another one. Make a new scene. Grab the camera. That's me. Hello. We're going to go to NDI, scan converter. It's on wide, no border, no radius. Hold the Option key when you drag. Well, yeah, but it's on 16. It's on wide though. I shouldn't have to. It's taken up the whole screen. I shouldn't have to. See, it's not going down. Let me see if I can just scroll. No, it won't let me scroll. Okay, all right. I'm not undaunted, so I'm going to take that off. Oh, back to live mode. Sure, publish. We didn't make any publishes, but anyway. I am still in. I see that option. Let me see. Let me see. Live demo mode. Okay, we're out. Since the skills are not working, and this happens, it happens. You know what? Watching the Olympics inspired me so much. These people that are the best in the world, that's why they're at the Olympics. If they can F up, I can F up. I mean, they are in the spotlight. They are in front of the entire world, and they mess up, but they keep on going. So this is not that important. I can keep on going. So control click to see if you can reset the overlay. Control click. No, I'm not going back to it. I don't know. I've got 3 scenes there. That one won't. All I want, you can even see the top of it. You can see the top right there. That is so weird. Let me try again. Let me try. Well, okay, we're going to do it from there. I don't know. You can't see my RN, but you know what people, it's right there. So we're going to go to settings, back to skills, settings, and then you're going to find capabilities. This is so easy. Basically, your memory should be on. Hopefully you got that on. We're not going to worry about this. I noticed a lot of people were jumping ship last week. So Claude makes it very easy if you want to jump from one AI to another. We don't need to worry about any of this, blah, 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 blah. Okay, what we want to do down here is make sure that code execution and file creation is turned on, which will automatically turn this stuff on. And I don't mess with any of that. Now, Skills has recently moved, and Claude even told me the wrong instructions, gave me the old instructions, but you can just go to customize here, or if you already had all this stuff on, that little toolbox there looking thing, just go there, going to customize. You got your skills, you got your connectors, something I haven't delved into, but you can connect your tools. So we are going to look at the skills. Now, I had Claude create my brand voice. My brand voice is already in there, and Claude is pretty good with it. Still gets a little AI-ish. You know, I've got so many banned um, words for Claude, but uh, Claude has some examples. These are already in here. One extra thing, you got to make sure that skill creator is turned on. And let me do something here. You guys can't see that. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, you have to turn skill creator on. Use that little toggle up there. And then, what's the three dots? I'm always curious. What do we got here? Try and chat. No, thank you. Okay, so we got this. Skill creator is on. So all these are basically an MD file. The MD file is a fancy text file, I guess. But I had Claude make my brand voice. And because Claude already knows me, it was able to just generate the whole daggum thing. So now, instead of having my brand brain as an upload, which it still is uploaded, but I don't have to call on that every time, every time, every time. Okay, you should do this after. Okay, hey, I have no shame. I have absolutely no shame of being live here. So, like I say, this is my brand voice. I'm not going to mess with this because Claude has done this very good. But what you're going to get in here, you're going to get, you're never used, don't use overwhelm, don't use crush it, don't use, you know, it's just telling everything about my voice. Now, I could go to what I'm going to do. Okay, brand guidelines. It already has the brand guidelines in there. So this is Claude's brand guidelines, which is, the colors that you're always seeing, the dark gray, the light gray, that I don't call it orange, but maybe burnt orange. The typography. This is what you want to put in your own brand. Now, what you could do is just go in here and start appending this brand. For me, I never like to lose the original. So what I would do, I would either copy this. I'm not sure if I use the code. Let's see what happens if we use the code because we are just playing. I could either copy paste, but I want to see what, oh, it hasn't copied. Never mind, never mind. Okay, let's see what it gives us. We still have to, I still have to select all this crap. That's not fun. I want to say select all, but it's not going to give me a select all. So what I want to do, let me get out of here. Okay, here it is. Go back to, ooh, I went into brand creator, brand guidelines, features. I don't know. I'm going to try and copy this, but I don't think it's going to be successful. I don't think it's getting everything. And okay, this is the bottom. We're going to go up here. Okay, so if I did that, and then I went over and created a skill. We're going to create with Claude. Got three things up there. I can write skill instructions, upload a skill. We're just going to create one. Let's create a skill together. Oh, Claude, so cute. Using your skill creator skill. First, ask me what the skill should do. I'm not going to ask you. I want you to create a test skill for this demo only of your brand guide. Okay, guidelines. Okay, let me see what it does. Call it or name it. Let's say name it. Name, yeah, AME. Name it what are we going to call it? We're going to call it Claude Brand Guidelines Demo. Let's see what it does. Let's see what he does. I hate to humanize the damn things. You know what? I really want to try and keep calling it, but it does get a little weird. And every time, sometimes, like I say, we're in an abusive relationship right now, and we're trying to do the therapy thing. So let's see, what did he give us? What do we got here? Okay, got the playbook. Let's build it together. Claude, you're talking too much. So the skill will be named. Yes, we told it that. It's a test. To write it, well, I need to understand what you want to actually do. A few questions to get us started. Okay. So this is what, talk back and forth to Claude. Okay, what should this skill enable me to do? Apply Claude's visual brand standards when generating content. Know what the content is. And a quick follow-up. Claude, this is just a demo. I want you to delete it when I finish. Let's see what it says for that. It may say something weird. Do you understand that? Thinking devised a temporary skill for deletion upon completion. Okay, got it. A throwaway demo, no pressure. Let me just build it now and we'll clean it up when you're done. Okay, so it went and it's create the demo skill. It's creating a skill.md. We're just going to wait. It's packaging the skill. And these are portable. You could give these to somebody else and they could just, slide it into their Claude. So that's a real good thing to know. I mean, people are saying they are going to monetize the skills because, you could make a skill that basically almost runs your entire business, but we're not going to do that right now. So what has Claude done? Okay, cool, cool, cool. We got a Claude brand guidelines demo. What does Claude say? This just started coming up here. I don't know why that's there. It should be based demo only. Apply Claude's brand guides when writing, yada, yada, yada. We got the brand guidelines demo. It's making sure that it's saying the demo. Visual identity, the terracotta. See, that's what the color is. It's not orange, it's terracotta. Got the typography, writing guidelines. This is all from Claude's brand. So easy peasy, copy to your skills. Now I'll let you know. Okay, we're going to copy to the skills and we are going to try and get this turned on again, but it's not. So we're going to copy to the skills. We copied it and now we're going to go back over and see if it's there. We got my skills, brand voice. Did it delete it already? I told it to delete it when it was finished. It might have. Let's see. Refresh. It may have. There's mine. Like I say, I just got this Monday, so I am just playing around and I don't know, you shouldn't really use a back button with these things, but I am. See, I shouldn't have done that. Let's try and find creating a brand demo skill. At least it kept the chat, right? So it said it was going to put copy. You can either copy to your skills, which I tried to do. The name of it is Claude Brand Guidelines Demo. I'm going to hit that again. Skill name cannot contain the reserved. Oh, that's good to know. Can't use Claude. So I have got to, well, Claude, why didn't you tell me? We're going to just talk with Claude, rename this skill brand guidelines demo. Good to know. When you get an error up there, it's always good to know. Sometimes you don't read the errors, don't right? Anybody? Anybody? Sometimes I just glaze over the errors. So he's got to do it again. He's renaming it, blah, 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 blah. There it goes, there it goes. Okay, now let's copy that. Okay, you finished? Okay. Copy to your skills. No error there. Copied. Okie dokie. Skillets. Refresh that. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, there it is. Brand guideline demo. Now, the beauty of this is, and I'm not going to play with it because sometimes Claude don't act right with me and it doesn't, it, it picks up my voice sometimes, but we go back and forth a lot. So I could take, let me see if we can, I'm just going to go here, a new chat, and say, I don't think I have to tell it to look for the skill, but let's see. Okay, please write a short email inviting people to my That Was Easy list growth workshop. When you are naming things, make sure sometimes they're just too long. Okay, please write a short email inviting people to my That Was Easy workshop. I don't know. I just think I should. Let's test this. I'm not going to ask it to refer to the skills because it should pick up the skills. Let's see. Thinking about crafting, engaging. Okay, you see, okay, you might not see that. It's saying reading, brand, voice, skill, yippity doodah. Now, it doesn't have my ideal client avatar in there yet. I haven't done that. It's in my brand brain, but it's not a skill yet. So let's see how this did. Your list won't grow itself. That's okay. The one thing I don't like is this folds up into these. I noticed that nowhere else does this thing everything slides up, but maybe that's how it wants. So first name. You've got the course, you've got the knowledge, you've got the thing people actually need. That sounds a little bit like me. But your email list still sitting at 0 or close enough that it feels that way. That's pretty much me. Okay, that's exactly why I'm hosting the That Was Easy workshop. Okay, let me see what else it says. In one session, we're building. Okay, it's just telling just 3 tools. Okay, let's see if it picked up the stupid simple. No text spirals, no 47 tab. Rabbit holes. Rabbit hole is one of my sayings. It's picked up. If you've been putting off list building because it feels too complicated, this is our easy button. Okay, easy button is, remembered that. Register in kindness. It knows that I always end in kindness, and it has given me a PS. This is the hands-on, do it with me session. Come ready to build. Okay, that's not bad. I would still take it and play with it because I don't know if I don't know. Sometimes it still sounds AI-ish. So I tend to just rewrite the whole thing, which doesn't really save any time, does it? But that's what I do. That's what I do. But that's not bad. I mean, I could use it, I wouldn't feel bad using it. So that is skills. Now, what I need to do now to really make this effective, I've got my brand. I'm going to delete that in a little bit. Even though I told it to delete it, maybe it wants me to say, okay, now you can delete it. And I'm going to do that when we finish. I don't know if it'll do it or not. But it's got my brand voice. So what I need is my brand guidelines. And, your guidelines have your colors and your fonts and all that good stuff. And my guidelines are very fluid. I can't stand to stay with the same colors. I'm sorry. I got to change stuff. Um, I think I do have a brand, but you have to know me. You have to get to know me to see the brand. But I don't expect you to see me in a sea of other brands and know if it's me. Maybe you will, but I don't go with colors. Sometimes I like a certain font, sometimes I don't. It just depends on what the lead magnet is and what the landing page is, what I'm trying to sell. I change up. I'm a multi-potentialite, and I like it. It's a TED Talk. Go find it. And no, it isn't neurodivergent. It's multi-potentialite. Neurodivergent is a new name, isn't it? So we got that. So I think I think that's pretty slick because once you get it in here, you don't have to, keep referencing it, and you don't have, you can just get to your work and get started. Okay. So I think that this is good stuff. So go play with it. Um, let, Val, do you use ChatGPT? What is ChatGPT? What is ChatGPT? What corresponds to skills in ChatGPT? I'm sure they have something. Yeah, I know. I know. I've only had one other. Oh, look at me. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. I pressed the button. I pressed the wrong button. Actually, that happened to me last week. I just slid my arm over, and I got to put this in a place where I don't do that. So, but that's no big deal. So yeah, multi-potentialite. Gal did a TED talk a while ago. It's basically, if you ever heard of Barbara Shear, she's passed now. She had a lot of, I guess you would call them self-help books, and she called us scanners. We have been called dilettantes. I don't think the dilettante is that. I don't like that name. But anything but scatterbrained. And basically, yeah, that's what we are. We're scatterbrained. Um, Not scatterbrained. What else? What else could I use? Oh, I can't remember. I can't think of a name. We just have a lot up here, and we don't. The one thing we do is we have a lot of interests, and we get to the point we get really invested. Like I'm invested in AI. I'm just invested. I'm going to find this rabbit hole. But right before we get to be experts, we get bored. It's a weird thing. We can get all the way up to and like, oh, I'm bored now. I got to do something else. But that's my story of my life. Hey, they say they have pills for it, but I don't know. My brain would explode if I tried to change it at this point in time. So they don't like each other. I use Claude and ChatGPT. Oh, they don't? Claude and ChatGPT. What do they butt up against each other? Because the deflection last week was everybody just packaging up their info, and then they brought them over to Claude because everybody was mad at what's his name, Sam Altman. Are you talking about custom GPTs in chat? Is that what they are? Um, I think maybe they are. Skills and custom GPTs are probably the same. Custom GPTs, can you use across your entire account, or do you have to reference them each time? I don't know. So I've been doing a few Substacks. We're off skills, very easy. Get started with them because it is a thing where you're going to have to build it. You're going to have to build these things, and tons of videos on YouTube. Just go there. Watch out for the bros though, because the first couple of videos I watched on skills, this fool talking about MCP, GitHub, open up terminal, and I was like, I am not going to do that. I don't do that. Next guy doing the same thing. Open up the terminal. I don't know if anybody knows what terminal is, but it's the guts of your operating system, whether you're on Windows or Mac. I don't know what they call it on Windows anymore, but it's the guts. It's the command line. If any of you are old enough to know what DOS is, disk operating system, it takes you way back to that. And it's ugly, and you can mess up a system. You can mess up a system if you do something wrong. So when somebody says open up terminal, I'm like, no, there's got to be a better way. It's 2026. I can't stand terminal. I've been in it. I've managed it. I understand GitHub, but it takes too many calories in my brain, you know? It just takes too many calories. Valerie says, OpenAI ticked me off with what they did for sure. I know, let's gossip now. So get over there, get your skills built, and let me know how it goes. But yeah, so here's the thing. So the reason I started with Claude was because they said it was the AI that was going to be built on safety with guardrails, with ethics. And they split, way back 2022, 2021. I don't know. Remember the big public split? Altman got fired, then he got hired the next day. I don't know what that was about. But Dario Amodei, CEO of Anthropic, and his sister, and I guess about 11 people left and started Anthropic. So that begat Claude. And of course, ChatGPT was the one that took off, just like took off overnight. And I guess I heard one sentence, I read one sentence said, well, the Anthropic people were looking at it and going, they sped up anyway, was it worth us to, try a new company? So, anywho, I have been following this, and supposedly, so ChatGPT over here, Claude over here. Not going to get too political, but I'm just going to say he was invited. Altman was invited to the inauguration. Amadei not. Altman gave some millions of dollars. I don't even know what it was. Oh, he gave $1 million for the inauguration. So that got him a spot at the table. And of course, he's been back and forth on Capitol Hill uh, quite a bit. So I feel that I feel like the administration probably didn't like Amadei to begin with because number one, he didn't kiss the ring and he didn't donate and he did all the things that made him an enemy of the state. Um, so, but however, even though he wasn't of their ilk, they still gave him a $200 million contract, and they have been using Claude in classified systems. And I'm not going to go into that because I don't know what that's all about. But Claude was in there. And so then the Pentagon got a, what was it? Hegseth. I don't know why it just happened. The timing is weird. So Hegseth and Amadei had a meeting, and Amadei stuck to his guns and said, you can't use this for autonomous surveillance on Americans, and you can't use it as an autonomous weapon with no person, with no human in the loop. Now, since then, listening to Amadei and watching some videos and reading some things, Amadei didn't actually, what Amadei is saying, I thought Dario, I can pronounce Dario a lot better. What Dario said was the AI isn't ready for that. And if you really want to get down into this stuff, because I can't explain. I don't explain anything very good, but I really can't explain all these moving parts very well. But Ezra Klein of the New York Times, I love that man. I love him. The only thing is he's on YouTube, Ezra Klein, New York Times. Every interview he has is like over an hour, but they're so in depth. So he had this guy on. It's the newest one. Just watch the newest one. The guy looks like he's about 12 years old. And he does, but he got that egghead. Um, so he's talking, I think his last name is Hall. Now he has been in the Trump administration somehow. He's an AI person, so he's an AI person way back. He's more conservative than he is liberal, but he's still saying why he's angry at what they're doing. And those guys, I probably under, understood. I'm gonna 50% because they went off into some stuff that I was like, oh my God, what's he talking about? They were talking about the law and statutes and all this stuff, and this guy knew all about the law and statutes, and he just went off on a tangent. But what Amade is saying is that he doesn't think the AI is ready. So I am still on the fence whether I believe Amade is really a truly good person because number one, there's a lot of money at stake. Number two, he's still trying to talk to. Number two, he's still trying to talk to the Pentagon. Which, if it had been me, I would have said with a nice little finger gesture, I would have forgotten about it because they don't need it. They don't need the military stuff because they got enough making enough money commercially. So, and then this Hall guy was saying Amade didn't need to go into the military stuff, but he did. So there's that. And I guess his Anthropic has been officially declared. I can't remember the name. Look at my Substack. Um, this security risk that's only used for adversarial, countries. It's never been used on an American company ever, and uh, Trump made a few derogatory comments on Truth or Social or X or wherever he hangs out. Uh, and so they basically have labeled Dario a liberal with a few illustrative adjectives added. So they just don't like him. Now, what Amade has done, though, there's a super PAC um, that's all about safety, AI safety. So he just gave 20 million to them, and that probably pissed the administration off too, because there are people, and even in Congress, it's bipartisan. There are people that want to have some guardrails, and then there are people that just want this to go as fast as it can. And I like the guardrail. I like the guardrail analogy. I just, be safe. You know, I know they want to, the term for startups is go fast, break things. I don't think you can do that with AI. Um, I think that you can go fast, you can break it, and then you can find, what do they say? FOFO, F around, oh, F around and find out. Well, the AI might take that stance. F around and find out. You know, go as fast as you can, not understanding what it can do, and then you're just going to find out what it can do, which may not be what you want it to do. So it's it's a it's a mess. It's a mess. I mean, I think I like to play with it. We all have to realize that we don't know anything about large language models. We are not looking at the AI. We are looking at an interface, a beautiful little interface that makes it easy for us to interact with the AI. But we don't know nothing about what's underneath there. And there's only a few people, apparently, that understand what this stuff can do. And I'm going to end it because we are at time, but I am going to write a Substack. Go listen to Ezra Klein's Super Duper Duper. The New Yorker also has an art. No, 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 not the New Yorker. The New Yorker does have an article, but the Wall Street Journal, of course, you take your pick if you like the Wall Street Journal. They have an article on the philosopher, absolutely, a philosopher that is teaching Claude how to be good. It's it's crazy. It gets crazy. And then they talk about we're examining the neurons in here. And I'm like, neurons? I didn't, do computers have neurons? I don't know. We have neurons, right? We have neurons, those electrical things in our head. But I wasn't aware of what I need to see a graphical representation of a large language model because I want to know what they're looking at that looks like a brain. And maybe they've built it to look like a brain. Huh? Yes, there should be guardrails, period. I mean, we are gonna, here's the thing. If you haven't watched a movie, this totally, it's no, it's not off topic. Go to HBO, find the movie Mountain Head. It's got Steve Carell and Rami Youssef. Those are the only two I know by name. The other two guys, I don't know them, but you probably will have known them. Mountainhead, it's a play on Ayn Rand's Fountainhead, way back. That's an old movie, old book. And we're not going to go into Ayn Rand's philosophy because it would take all day, and I'm totally against it. But back in the day, back in the 70s, when we were all about conspiracy theories have not been a right wing thing forever. Us liberals had our own conspiracy theories in the 70s. And um, we had the Rothschild thing, we had, all this stuff, but we have, even back in the 70s, everybody was reading Atlas Shrugged. And that was a book to read. It was kind of weird. But yeah, we had our own conspiracy theories. We were talking about all kinds of stuff back then. This technology is the wrong hands is a big. Oh, let me pull this on. I know it's not going to look good because I haven't customized it, but let's see how much. I got to get that gray out of there. This technology is in the wrong hands is a big problem, but then who determines what is wrong or right? That also is a problem. I know, that's the thing. And that's what this hall guy was saying. You know, what is the wrong or who, yeah, what is, the wrong or right? That this thing, the laws need to change to catch up with what this thing is doing and how humans are going to be interacting with it. So the race to the top has me curious as to why suddenly it's an arms race to the, why are we suddenly talking all of, it's an arms race. We're obliterating. We're, everything is the Department of War. I mean, we should have seen that coming. When they changed that, we should have seen it coming. Because what are we in? We're now in a war. I even went back, asked ChatGPT actually, um, when they were having the World War One and World War Two, did they call it world wars? And they didn't. One was called the Great War, and then I think the other one did. They realized that they were in another one. They did call that the World War Two. So I think to say that we are in, I know, follow the money. Yeah, that's why I'm not 100% in Dario's camp, because if Dario takes the money, and you can, it depends on how strong you are. It's a lot of money. And what they want to do is they want to destroy the company. They don't just want to make him a pariah in government contracts. Their game is to destroy the company. So there's that. So I'm not going to chat too much more on it, but I mean, we are in a weird place, and I think that we might as well admit right now we're in World War III. And whether it comes to our land this time, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know, but it's not it's not a good place. But these little our little enclaves, we're all cozy, and we can, at least we can pretend everything's okay, right? We can. But go find Mountain Head, because Mountain Head is basically um, it's a take on the tech bros, Zuckerberg, Amadei, um, Bezos, the old guy, Teal. There's about 4 or 5 of them. They're in this luxury camp camp thing, a mansion up in the mountains, and they're watching the world destroy itself because of their AI. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Go watch it. Um, and it was in 2024, but it still rings true today. So do that. I'm going to write another Substack about this AI thing, figure out what's going on with it, and hopefully it calms down. I just wanted to calm down. We got too much going on. Too much going on. We've got good weather here, and it says it's gonna rain in about an hour. So I'm gonna go back out on the porch because it's really, really nice. This is our first. I think it's our play spring. We get play spring, fake spring, and then we'll get. Oh, everybody, remember. Oh, I don't know about on the West Coast, but we're going back to daylight savings time, which I love. I love daylight savings time. So hey, I am so happy. I'm so happy to have you here. Um, I'll be back next Saturday, and Val, I am going to stay on. I want you to. You know what I'm going to do? I want to try to interview. Can we do that? I don't even have any scenes set up, but can we do that? If you want me to. Oh, I'm going to shut the stream down because that's just going to keep going and going on YouTube. But how can I get in touch with you? I'm just going to call you in a minute, okay? I got it. But I'm going to call you in a minute. Thanks so much. Till next week.